numeric literals, floating literals, and Boolean literals, and collection literals.
Okay. What is string literal, John Philip?
Characters in single or double quotes.
Set of characters within single or double quotes. Okay. Then what is float literal, Navneet?
Ma'am, with decimal point.
A number with decimal point, that is float literal. G's, what is bool literal? G's, you are searching. What is bool literal, G's? What is Boolean value, G's? G's, in Boolean algebra chapter we learn about this Boolean values, no? What is Boolean value?
Operator.
Boolean value. You want to write 5 times. What is Boolean literal? Okay, G's? Okay, Renil, what is Boolean literal, Renil?
Consists of true or false.
Yes, true or false values are considered as Boolean literals. Okay, only two bool value means only two values, true or false. That is Boolean literals. Pooja, what is collective literal? Give 2 examples.
List and tuple.
What is the meaning of collection literals?
Like a collection of values.
A set of values or collection of values is known as collection literals. 2 main examples are list and tuple. How we can represent list, Diya? Diya? Okay, Jacob Johnny, how we can represent list?
I was absent last class.
Okay. Jewel? Jewel is also absent. Okay. Niranjan?
Yes, ma'am.
How we can represent list?
Square bracket.
Within square bracket. A set of values within square bracket is considered as list. And we represent tuples using round brackets. Okay. So that is list and tuple. Then integer literal is there. Integer literal means whole numbers are considered as integer literal. The last token it is, which is the last token? It is delimiters or punctuators. Okay. Delimiters or punctuators means special symbols or separators used in Python. For example, brackets or separators used in Python are considered as delimiters or punctuators. The main examples are flower bracket, round bracket, square bracket, comma, colon. All these are considered as delimiters. Okay. So these are the tokens we discussed. The next topic it is variables. 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 Variables are identifiers. Variables, the word is from the word vary. Okay, means we can change varying values. That is, variables are just like a container which can store a value. It's just like a container, we can store any type of value inside this variable. Okay, it is same as identifier. For example, A is equal to 10. Here, A is the variable name. Okay, sum is equal to 0. Here, sum is the variable name. But when we give name, variable name, you want to follow all the rules related with identifier. Okay. Which are the rules related with identifier? Pooja? Any one rule?
Keywords cannot be used.
Keywords cannot be used. Then, Renil, another one, another rule.
I think I don't have those notes.
Which one, Renil?
Those notes I have not written.
Okay. Then, Vinayak,
And special characters other than underscore is
Ah.
not.
so with special characters we cannot use other than underscore and variable name, and it's a combination of alphabets and integers and underscore. And in the case of identifier name, we must begin one identifier or variable name with underscore or alphabet. We cannot begin one identifier name with integer. So one ABC is not a valid identifier. It's not a valid identifier because this identifier name begins with a digit. We cannot begin one identifier name with a digit. So all these rules related with identifier name is also related with variable name. That means it's almost same as that of variable, and identifier is same. So when we create one variable name, follow all the rules related with identifier rules. Okay, so variable means it's just like a container. We can store any value inside that container. So the way that means the variable, the word comes from vary. That means at the time of execution, the value may change. That is, if I am using the statement A is equal to 10, I will give one example. Write this example. X is equal to 3, Y is equal to 4, Z is equal to X plus Y, Z is equal to Z plus 1, X is equal to Y, Y is equal to 5. Class 10 students, your timetable is changed. IT period is changed to 9th period. Okay. Check the message in the group. Okay. Class 10 students, check the message in the group. Prepare well for the exam. Okay. Okay. So variables. X is equal to 3. At the time of executing this statement, after executing this statement, the value of X is changed. That is variable. Any previous value that is in this X is changed, and the value is assigned. This 3 is assigned to this X. Okay, so X is equal to 3 means X is the variable name. So some previous values, default values are there in X. But after executing this X is equal to 3, the old value is removed and it is updated with the new value, that is 3. Okay. So at the time of execution, value of X is changed, varied. That is variable. X is equal to 3 means X is the variable name. It is just like a container. We can store any type of value inside that variable. Variable means we can change the value at the time of execution. At the time of execution. So here X is equal to 3 means after executing this statement, the value of X becomes 3. After executing second statement, value of Y becomes 4. Then what about the third statement? After executing Z is equal to X plus Y, the value of Z becomes 3 plus 4, it is 7. So what is the current value of Z? John Philip, current value of Z. The present value of Z.
3.
No.
Wait,
Where
another
3?
question.
Where are you? What is the value of Z?
7.
It is 7. So x plus y, that is 3 plus 4, it is 7. So the current value of Z, it is 7. But after executing this statement, the value of Z is changed, varied. Okay, 7 plus 1. What is 7 plus 1? It is 8. So Z is converted to value 8. The value inside this Z is 8. Okay, that is variable. Variable means after executing one statement, the value of Z is varied. Here the value is Z, but after executing the next line, the value of Z it is 8. It is changed. Okay, the previous value it is 7. That 7 is subtracted with the new value 8. Okay, that is variable. Variable means we can vary the value after execution. That is the only meaning of variable. So the name, you just remember the name of variable, the rules related with giving name for variable. That is the main thing you want to remember in this heading. That is, variable means it's just like a container. We can store any type of value inside this container. Okay, we can store any type of value within this container or within this variable. That means we can store integer value, we can store float value, we can store string value, any type of value we can store in this variable. Okay, then the word variable comes from the word vary. That is the another point. Okay, the next is three main components related with variable. Three main components related with variables are all of you switch on the video. A variable has three main components: identity of the variable, type of the variable, value of the variable. A variable has three main components. The first one it is identity of the variable, type of the variable, and value of the variable. The variable has three main components. First one it is identity of the variable, second one it is type of the variable, and third one it is value of the variable. So we'll discuss the first point, it is identity of the variable. Identity of the variable means it refers to the variable's address in the memory. That is, it is related with memory address of a variable. Okay, each and every state, every variable we are used in Python programming, it has its own memory address. Okay, if you are using a statement like this, a is equal to 10. Here, the variable name is 10 and the value related with a, it is variable name is a and the value related with this variable it is 10. So we will draw one container, that is the name of this container it is a, and we can store 10 here. Then in memory, this 10 is stored in a particular address. The memory address is starting from 0. Each and every value inside the computer is stored based on its memory address. Okay. So all the value identity of the variable means its memory address related with each and every value. Okay, so if we are using a statement like this, a is equal to 10, this 10 is stored in a particular address in memory. That address is known as identity of the variable. We don't know the actual number related with the memory address. The memory address is starting from 0 and the end value is based on our system's memory capacity. Okay, how many GB we are using, based on that the memory address is arranged. So it is starting from 0. So any number related with this memory address, that is a value, whenever we execute a value related with the statement a is equal to 10, this 10 is stored in a particular memory address. I will just write one address, that is 101234. So what is the identity of this 10 or a? Identity of a or 10, it is 101234. Okay, so if I want to know the address of a particular variable, you can use this ID. To find the memory address, the statement used it is ID within bracket, write the variable name. Okay, so identity of the variable means it refers to the variable's address in the memory. Address in the memory, which does not change once it has been created. Content we can change. If I write after a is equal to 10, if I am writing a is equal to 5. After executing first statement, the value it is 10, address is this one. Then second statement it is a is equal to 5. So the value is changed to 5, but the address is same. Okay, address is same. So once we create one variable, the identity of that variable is same. We cannot change the address of the variable. Okay, we cannot change the address, but we can change the value. We can change the value, but we cannot change the address. Once we create one variable, the address is common, address is fixed for all the time in that Python program. Okay, so a is equal to 10 means we are storing 10 to the variable a, and the identity of the variable means its memory address related with this variable. Okay, so it refers to the variable's address in the memory, which does not change once it has been created. The address of the variable can be checked using the method ID of variable. A is equal to 10. If I want to know, I don't know the address of A. If I want to know the address of A, I will write the statement like this: print ID of A. Okay, so it will print the correct memory address of A. So if you want to know the address of any variable you are using in the Python program, you just type this statement, print ID of A, because ID is the function used to identify the memory address of a particular variable. So for knowing the memory address, first write the member function, it is ID. First write the function name, that is ID. Within bracket, write the variable name. So it will print the address like 101234. Here the address is, I am assigning address as 101234. The address assignment is not done by the user, it is done by the system. That's why we don't know the address. Okay. Is it clear, the memory concept? Memory address concept? Is it clear, Tom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So memory address is the identity of the variable, and we don't know the memory address related with each and every variable. So if I want to know the memory address of a particular variable, use the function ID. ID within bracket, write the variable name. Okay, so if I want to know, I'm using one variable, sum is equal to z plus x. I want to know the address of sum. Alan, how we will represent the, how we can print the address of sum?
Print ID sum.
Yes, correct, Alan. Print, to print, use print statement, and to find the memory address, use the id function within bracket, write sum. Sum is the variable name. I want to know the address of sum. So write the variable name sum here. id is the function used to know the address of address of a variable. To know the address of the variable, you want to use id within bracket, write the variable. Okay. So that is the first component of variable, that is identity of the variable. It refers to the variable's memory address. We cannot change the memory address once we create the variable. And if we want to know the address of the variable, use the function id within bracket, write the variable name. Okay, that is identity. The next second one, it is type of variables. Type of variable means it is the data type. That means which type of value we can store in a variable. That is type of variable. Type of variable means which type of value, that is either it is integer value or it is float value or it is string value, which type of value we are used inside a variable. That is type of variable. Okay, it represents the data type of a variable, that is which type of value we are used in this variable, or which type of value we are stored in this container. That is type of variable. Okay, so it just there is no need of noting this one. I will just explain how many types are there. The first data type, it is number, then none is there, sequence is there, sets, mappings, dictionary, string. Under this number we are using this 4 section, and under sequence we are using list, string, tuple, then sets is there, then under mapping we are using dictionary. Okay, these are the data types used in Python. We will discuss each and every data types. First one, it is number. Okay, number data type stores numerical values. To store numbers, to store numerical value, we are using number data type. Under number, the data types used are, number is not a data type, it's a section used under data type. Okay, there is no data type like number. All of you switch on the video. Jacob, Navaneet, Jeez. Alan, are you ready for the seminar, Alan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, last period we can start our seminar session. Okay. So number is not a data type. Number is a section that is used in data type. The data type, it is int. So under number category, the first data type used, it is int. We already discussed integer literal, same as that of int data. The int data type means it represents whole numbers without any fractional part. Whole numbers without any fractional part is known as int or integer. The data type used, it is int. They can be positive or negative numbers. So under this int data type, we can store whole numbers, that is a number without a fractional part, and it may be a positive integer or negative integer. We can store positive or negative integer under this int data type. So the first number data type, it is int. Int is used to represent integer numbers. Integer number means whole numbers without any fractional part. They can be positive or negative numbers. Then what about the second one? Float. Float data type is used for representing floating point numbers. Second number data type, it is float. Float is used to represent floating point number. G's, what is floating point number, G's? Give an example for floating point number, G's. What happened, Jeez? You don't know?
I don't remember right now.
Just try this. Floating point number. Jacob Johnny,
Yes, ma'am.
give an example for floating point number. Example for floating literal. Give an example for floating literal. Jacob.
Ma'am, I don't know, ma'am.
Okay, Joel.
Ma'am, 5.1.
Yes, 5.1 is an example for float value. Float means a number with point, a decimal point, or a number with fractional part. Floating point numbers denote real numbers or floating point numbers. Means 5.1 is an example for floating point number. Here I am using a decimal point or a number with fractional part. This is the fractional part. So integer number means 5 is an example for integer number or int data type. Int data type means a number, whole number is considered as int data type without a fractional part. That is int. For example, 5 or 200 or 2050. These are some examples of int data type. But in the case of float data type, we are using floating point numbers. Floating point numbers means real numbers, a number with fractional part or a number with decimal point is considered as float or floating point number. Is it clear, Jeez? Is it clear? Okay. So 5.1 is an example for float value. Then 250.52 is an example for float value, float data type. Okay, here in this value, the data type used it is float. Then 2562. Jacob Johnny, what is the type of this value, Jacob? 2562.
Ma'am, integer.
Yes, it is int. Int is the data type for this 2562. Okay, Renil,
Yes, ma'am.
here what is the type? 2562.26.
Float.
It is float because here I am using a decimal point or this number include one fractional part. So float is the data type used here. Is it clear? The difference between int and float? Okay. So float is for representing floating point numbers. Floating point numbers denote real numbers or floating point values. Floating point numbers are written with a decimal point. Or it's use a fractional number. Separate decimal point is used to separate integer number from the fractional number. That is float. Is it clear? Float number. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then last one, it is complex number. What is complex number? Complex numbers in Python are made up of pairs of real and imaginary numbers. Complex numbers. That is the data type used, it is complex. Complex numbers are represented using complex numbers in Python are made up of pairs of real and imaginary. Complex numbers in Python are made up of pairs of real and imaginary numbers. They take the form x plus yj, where x is one float value and it is the real part of the complex number, and y, here y is the y is also a float and it is the imaginary part. Okay, so x plus yj is an example for complex number. Here x is known as real and y is known as imaginary part. X is the real part and y is the imaginary part. By default, the value of x or type of x and y is float data type. Okay, that is the point you want to remember. X plus yj is the format of complex number representation. Here x is the real part of the complex number and y is the imaginary part of the complex number. This x and y, the data type of this x and y is float. Okay, that is this point where x is a float and the real part of the complex number and y is a float, that is the imaginary part of the complex number. So complex number data type in Python are made up of pairs of real and imaginary numbers. It's a pair of real and imaginary number and it is in the form of x plus yj, where x is a float and the real part. X is the real part and its data type is float. Y is the imaginary part and the data type it is float. Okay. X is equal to 2 plus 5j. If I want to print the real part of x, I will write x dot real, comma, y dot imag. This is the statement to print the real part and imaginary part of a complex number. To find the real part of complex number, I want to use x. X means here this complex number is assigned to the variable x. 2 plus 5j is the complex number and this value, this complex value is stored in the container x. 2 plus 5j is the value and the name of this value it is x. Okay, so x is equal to 2 plus 5j means the name of this complex number it is x. If I want to print the real part of this x, I want to write the statement like this, that is x dot real. If I want to print the imaginary part, write y dot imag. Imag is the keyword used to print the imaginary part of a complex number. To print the real part of a complex number, the keyword used it is real. So x dot real means the real part of x. That is the meaning. X dot real means real part of x. Which is the real part of x, Tom? Here, what is the result? Here, in this equation, the result is 2. But we already said that the value of real and imaginary by default it is float. Okay. We are giving one integer value, but we write one statement like this, x dot real, y dot imaginary. The output is in the form of float, that is 2.0. Okay, because by default, the real and imaginary has float data type. Okay, so if I am giving one integer value here, but at the time of displaying the real and imaginary value, it will display like a float value. So the result it is not 2, it is 2.0. Is it clear, Alan?
Can you repeat?
Okay. Actually, I am giving one integer value here. Okay. Here also one integer value. But in the definition, I said that the default data type of real and imaginary is float. Okay. So when I give a statement like this, print x dot real, that is, I want to print the real part of this complex number. Here the real part is 2, but at the time of printing, this integer is converted to float because all the real and imaginary values data type, it is float. So at the time of printing, the value is converted to float. So its value is 2.0. Okay, then what about this y dot imaginary, Alan? What is the value of y dot imaginary?
2.0.
No, imaginary. 2, it is real. What is the value of imaginary? It is 5. So
Okay.
it is 5.0. I will give another example. Z is equal to 10.3j. This is the complex number representation. That is, Z is equal to 10 plus 3j. Renil, from this complex number, identify the real and imaginary part, Renil. What is the value of real part and imaginary part?
20 and 50, right? That number.
Which
And
one, Renil?
Which number?
Z is equal to 10 plus 3j. Is it clear? Spot?
Z is the real number.
10 is the real number. What about the imaginary value?
3j.
3. Imaginary value, it is 3. Here, this is the imaginary part. Imaginary value, it is 3. Okay. So, Z is equal to 10 plus 3j means here 10 is the real part and 3 is the imaginary part. Okay. In this statement, I am giving the value like integer data type. But when we are using a print statement, print x dot real, here it is not x, z dot real, comma, z dot imaginary. Then the content is converted to float data type because the default data type of a real and imaginary part, it is float. Okay, so when I'm giving a statement like print z dot real, the actual value 10, it is integer value, it is converted to float value. So the result, it is 10.0. Here also z dot imaginary, here the value is one integer number, that is 3, that 3 is converted to float value, that is 3.0. Okay, is it clear? Niranjan, is it clear? Okay. Write another example. Write the statement to print the real and imaginary part. Write the statement to print real and imaginary part and also write the output. All of you switch on the video. Navneet, Vinayak, Pooja, switch on the video. Vinayak, read the statement. Vinayak. Diya, read the statement. Navneet. Read the statement, Navneet.
Print statement.
Yes.
W real. W dot real.
Print within bracket
Within
w dot real, comma
W dot img.
w dot img. What is the output, Navneet?
Ma'am, 20.0.
Yes, 20.0. Then
0.
5.0. Now it's clear. Okay. So print statement it is print within bracket, right? Here the name of variable it is w. So print w dot real, comma w dot imag. After executing this statement, the output is 20.0 and 5.0. Okay, write the statement. Write the statement for y is equal to 4 minus 2j. Here one problem is there, 4 minus 2j. Alan Jofi present. Aman absent. Anaga present. Anaga absent. Dia present. Jacob Johnny. G is 12. John Joes absent. John Philip. Naveen absent. Niranjan. Naurin. Pooja present. Rahul absent. Ranil. Navaneet present. Okay. Okay, we'll continue this section in the next class. Okay. Thank you.